You spent 17 months in there.
Yes.
And then, of course, you was released. How was it, coming out of there, readjusting to life on the outside?
You know what's funny? I think the first few weeks was fool's gold. I went to the halfway house, which was still part of my sentence, in May 2012. Within 2 weeks, I had a job working for a temp agency called Acrobat Outsourcing. It's a catering service, a culinary service where I do catering or cooking or dishwashing or whatever, right? I was good enough to get almost 40 hours a week. That job transferred to Sacramento. Didn't quite get 40 hours a week. It was sporadic. Sometimes 20, sometimes 50. And you just know what you predicted, okay? But I'm coming home, I had, of course, a job. My parents kept my car and some of my clothes. And I had a little bit of money saved up to where I could get a studio in Oak Park. All this happened within 2 weeks. So I'm thinking, okay, the adjustment was fine. That same month I couldn't pay rent. Within 30 days, I realized how inconsistent the job was going to be and immediately went into a depression. Trying to decide if I should get my own business or go look for a job. Look for a job, it was, hit and miss. I either the fact that I was a felon, or the fact that I had a restaurant experience, or I was overqualified. Tried to find better housing, had a problem with credit. I had poor credit because of the foreclosures, and the student loans went into default. So I eventually got hired at William Jessup University in Roseville, living in Oak Park. Okay, but they hired me, so I had to take it. And my PO said he was proud that I was actually had a job. He said he wasn't worried about me having a job. However, I'm washing dishes, $9.75 an hour. I have a bachelor's degree in English with concentrated creative writing from Sac State. It is a blessing to have a studio, a car, and a job. Don't get me wrong. But there's something about being an educated black man washing those dishes that did not sit with me. I tried to be as patient with it as possible. I tried to be as appreciative as possible because I know somebody in my situation is praying for that opportunity. I still had a hard time with it. Trying to get a job at the state. It's a crapshoot if you have no problems whatsoever. But with the felony, I can't work for CalSTRS, I can't work for Department of Corrections, I can't work for the DMV because my felony involves credit and they don't want me dealing with sensitive, it deals with fraud, so I can't deal with sensitive information. So it seems like, it feels like 80% of the state jobs are null and void. I can't even deal with those. I tried dealing with the temp agency as long as I can, and I was constantly in and out of unemployment, going on unemployment on a regular basis. I ended up losing my apartment, moved in with my parents, and I paid them rent every month, regardless of my situation. But I still had trouble maintaining everything and investing into this, what will be this book. What ended up happening was I ended up finding a job called Land Ocean in Roseville, bussing tables at it was a high-end restaurant. I can make anywhere from $30 to $100 a day, plus the hourly wages of $10 an hour, $19 an hour. During the holidays, I made so much money, I was able to finish paying what will be subprime felon. Getting it edited, getting it basically squared out and ready to go. Okay. I got the job at Land Ocean in August 2015. I was released in 2012. It took me 3 years to find that job. And that was looking for jobs. And yeah, I admit I was really consistent about wanting a job, but it still took me 3 years to find it. But even working with Land Ocean in Roseville, it turned out that they felt I was only qualified to bus tables. They felt like I didn't have the people skills or the drive to be a server. Servers make almost double the money that a lot of the bussers do. So, and also I realized that where I was going to be as a server, I would actually lose money. Because as a busser, I'm almost getting $250 a day, which is important if I'm going from Elk Grove to Roseville 5-6 days a week. Some servers were not making $5. At least the position I was going to be in wasn't making $5. After a few incidents with management, some of which involving racism, I went to another job called Dingus McGee's. And I thought that it was a promised land almost. I thought I was going to make the same amount of money as at Land Ocean. Turns out, not only did I make less, but the racism was just as bad as Land Ocean. Luckily, with the help of my parents again, I got a job working for Lyft. And that's where I'm at now. So that was my adjustment.